All right, the next week is upon us. It's time for notes from the commissioners. I'm going to go couch this time. All right, number one. Here's the thing. It's the first set of bye weeks. What's this going to mean for our teams? I know we all have players. We all have star players who are not going to be in this week. So who's going to be able to really mine the waiver wire and make this week count? Because this is when you start to see the difference between the contenders and the pretenders. This is when you need to use the waiver wire and trades to really set yourself up for success. It's time to see how this week goes. I think this week and what's coming next will go a long way to show not only who is going to win this league, but who really knows what they're doing when it comes to fantasy football. Number two, still here on the couch, trying to get through. It was a tough day, been a long week. I think you all are probably feeling it yourself. But boy, oh boy, week 3 was exciting just in terms of football. There was a lot of great games. We saw Peyton go down to Seattle and he put up a valiant effort, way better than the Super Bowl, but he still couldn't get the win. We saw my Eagles and the Redskins go down to the wire. There was a brawl in that game. Made me think it might be a little similar to what happened in Indiana a couple years ago with the Pacers and the Pistons. Thank God that we don't have that going on in Philadelphia as well. Our city already has a terrible reputation for being a bunch of fighters and lowlifes, which isn't true. Great city if you haven't been. Take a spin. Wonderful. But back to the fantasy football, lots and lots of really good games. And so I think those good games on the NFL translated to some great games in terms of our fantasy league. And I think what we noticed where we saw some really close games, we saw some games where some people put some distance between themselves and their opponents. And then we saw some games that, were kind of shocking. We're going to get into the game of the week in a little bit, but let me tell you, I bet you know where I'm going. We had two teams that were 2-0 going after it, and right now we have a team that's 2-1 and another team that's 3-0, and the mighty have sort of fallen. But we'll get into that. But really and truly, just a great week overall. Couldn't ask for any more when it came to fantasy football. That's what's going on with the second thing to think about. Let's keep it moving. This is an easy one. Number 3, we're talking about the player of the week, the team of the week. And Mr. McGinn, looks like you're 2-1 because you ran into the buzzsaw that is Mackenzie, as her and Calvin Johnson, who really didn't play that well, took you down. I think that this was kind of an open and shut case. We had 2 of our best going after it, and we had 1 come out. It's kind of like the Highlander. There can only be 1. Hey, Mike, I guess you're not the one, though. Ha, ha, ha. Mackenzie, great job. You are the player and the team of the week. All right, now we're going into number 4, which of course is always our favorite, the GOAT of the week. A couple of people who really had a shot at being the GOAT of the week this week, and so I had to think long and I had to think hard, and it came really down to 2 people. So, Ben, you scored over 100 points, and that was awesome, but you got 0 from your quarterback. Here's a tip. Cade McCown or Josh McCown or anybody whose last name is McCown is not somebody you should be starting in your fantasy football league. Tampa Bay made a mistake picking him up, and you made a mistake picking him up and having him as your starter. But that doesn't earn you Go to the Week. Go to the Week goes to our favorite impact coach, Carey, who left 58 points on the bench in a losing effort. Here's the thing. If you lose and you have that many points on the bench, you better expect to be noticed as the GOAT of the week. Carey, I thought about going through the 6 stages of observation and coaching to support you around this, but let me give it to you straight. I'll give you one thing you need to know. Get your players on the field. There's your coaching. All right, I hope that was a bite-sized piece. I hope that chunk was edible. Definitely good luck next week. I know you can do it, Carey. Be better. On to number 5, the game of the week. We have a lot coming up this week, but this is one that I know a bunch of us have circled. Jerome Day versus Mike McGinn. We really thought that some of going into the league, going into the season, that these 2 would be undefeated coming into this game. That's not the case, as McGinn looks to rebound from his first loss. Can he take Jerome out? I don't know. Jerome's been talking a whole lot of smack. The man kind of doesn't be quiet. He doesn't shut up. So we're going to see whether or not McGinn can be the man to silence Jerome Day. I think even if Jerome loses, he's going to keep talking. But McGinn, the challenge is yours. I hope we have a great fantasy football week. Good luck to everybody. I will definitely be doing this again next week. Might try to do it a little earlier. Starting to get a little taxing. But know this, I'm committed to this video on a week-to-week basis. So be on the lookout. Everyone have a wonderful week. Have a wonderful Thursday as we get ready for football, and enjoy Sunday when all of our dreams come true. Commish out.